다들 다 도마 넘버링이 상관라 치료들이 쉬어요. 그런데 눈들이 저림 the public that you could already the talk and the teachings Karmapa Jomdo. That already just the limitless the red one. Love, rejoice, compassion, rejoice. Oh yeah, we are not sure. How come? Okay. We are not really sure the topic, but nearly, I think, sort of like that. Limitless. Alcohol, limitless. That day, Chikazue, well, something wrong. Đang ở dưới, Kazue, ta dari, de, yo, Kazue daji, Eurolia, Tini by Yohaki, 다 고급으로 충분해. 엔드링 주산에 kom didu sane da jiki umale tuzu mangaru nyamdo ngazu nyamdo ji tuya da tuzu sane da do kisya pinzu kisya tuzu ndo de de nani le mangaru nani nima ni tsma chungamara teaching di andari de tuzu mangaru to chungare ten ju sane nghe jawala ya kyan sama des karshwe ji semnalo ya satisfied kala khansam ji satisfied chungye rawa shuguyes.
So, of course, this is my second visit to Europe, my second opportunity to come here. And this time, the actual entire visit may be a bit shorter, but actually the time that we are able to spend together for teachings is longer than last year. Last year we only had 2 days. And so we've had a full 4 days together for the teaching program this year. And I hope that this has brought some satisfaction to your mind.
이나 당에 satisfied 사디 계제디 녜지 계제디 테므레 이나다 satisfied 자디 초진다 갈라카브르지 그래서나 ngazudaji nimachig nalolina ngasuetaji TV nan tebe kalina sabar lobby nade tagana single langwalia ngazu ji moratan dro kalina taji kadu tonde ha sanglo unsatisfied somaro taji chokshi chea mebek da information kyanga da joran din jiyo ma tandong tere laba ji di nyogodo per nyogodo sarji tinde ji yebe industane 다대게 아주지 modern 가스로다지 society 좀 디나로래야 간다 디지 information 혹시 처시에 차야 말아서 아직 information 망고 제베 인두산에 다디 공배왕게 아주 람상 satisfied 차데 강해지 차데.
But on the other hand, I think that these days in general, it's quite difficult to be satisfied. The reason for this is because if we look at the information that's coming at us day in and day out, even through the course of just one day, whether it's from television or magazines or the signs that we see when we're driving on the road in our cars, much of the content of these messages is delivering an encouragement to not be satisfied, to not be content with what you have. Much of the content of what we see coming at us is trying to tell us that we don't have enough, that who we are now and what we have now is not sufficient. And that's what it's like a lot of the time in our modern society. And due to becoming habituated to these types of messages, I think that generally speaking, it might be difficult for us to have the experience of satisfaction or satiation.
제가 아주 제가 다지 material that the development of 야게 쉽진지 아주라 limit this choice 답지다지 남자 타예번도지다 니 choice 망보지 아주 돼야래 제가 드린 인주산에 아니 그뒤네야 지 오늘 초시에버지 the choice 야슈르지 용토야메버지 그뒤네야 다가르지 디지 choice도 양 텔레라버지 대연 주산에 그뒤네 아줄이야지 가르쳐다지 지 단더자는 초시에버지 다 직선사르지 아주 람미토버지 다 고주 수고요 다디 저런 디디야마 단돈 디야레사지 레연두산은 아주 그뒤네디 당한 디소당아 satisfied 차소사지 렌제마토버지 내다나버지 차려
So, due to technological developments and rapid material developments and continuous ongoing progress in these domains, it's as if there are limitless choices presenting themselves to us all the time. And so it's very difficult at any given point in time, due to the situation, for us to feel a sense of contentment and satisfaction. It's difficult for us to feel a sense that we've made the best choice possible that we could make, or we've obtained the best quality thing that we could have possibly have obtained. Because as soon as we choose something, then there seems to be a message coming at us that no, what you have isn't okay because we've made this new version of that thing that's better. And so your situation is not sufficient. A lot of the messages are like that. So this type of environment makes it difficult for us to proclaim from our own side, I am going to be contented, what I have now is sufficient, and so forth.
다들이 인주산 material ngazo리아지 가르웨다지 happiness retadi material wealth 다디 지 artificial happiness 도지 다 간다디 오늘 전에 된 담배기 가르웨다지 ngazo리아 디지테아데 갈라 하브르 차데야지 된 담배래 nga조지 이츠마지다 로데버지 되는 용토야디 갈라 하브르 차데
only goes so far. Material happiness or material comfort, material wealth is basically an artificial form of happiness. In a true or genuine sense, it's not able to provide us with ultimate happiness or real happiness or a genuine, uncontrived state of satiation or mental ease.
다나 신기 material power 대 템포시다베 되지. 네 삼성에 도버차 삼성 마우르 차들이 지두산에 디균선 되네 reliable 섬으로 다지 지다지 이시 제쳐버리지 갈라하고시다 차대버지 차대야.
And furthermore, material power is a very unstable form of power. Sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. It is something that is not very reliable, something that's very difficult to place our trust in.
다 딜레 지 가서 캐쳐 가로르스나 정 아주 다다지 가서 consume the greed on that consume 시비치기에 benza 점블링기 아니 가서 resource natural resource 디 배제 시비당 거 아래 다 이내 아주 하고 지차라 아주 the greed some human greeds and 드라민 대응함들 자탐 해버지 다지 limitless 말아 no limitless 사람들 다 간다 unlimited 소라 가서 다 리지 차대요 아래 다 이내야 natural resource 들이야 체여버지 근데 지금 인두산에 지금 체여배기 체시쟁기 안에 점링기 간다 정중기 된저디 체매베지 로민 대함디 지금 더 좋도 버지와데 가하셔 대하면
And when we are not able to be satisfied, then we become more and more governed by greed, which causes us to consume more and more things. And at some point, this becomes a very challenging situation with respect to the world's natural resources. I think one of the most important things for us to understand is that our greed here in this desire realm of human beings is inexhaustible. It has no limits. It is infinite. But the natural resources that are available to us on the planet Earth are not limitless. They are finite. They are limited in their quantity. And so we're facing an impossible situation here if we're trying to stack up the world's natural resources against the limitless greed of human beings. There's no way that this situation is going to produce the satisfaction that human greed seeks after.
어떤 인주산다 치기 material wealth senadando 야나지 벤드용 벤조롱주디서 ngasolya goyar gonkoyare ngaso goyare ta tela rejection cha ta de go mara sa de ke yo ma yina ya ngaso ji chi de yang tolya ta ngaso dadabodo ji bezu mango che 다 야게 bezu mango che 버리네 디게 ngaso 차상 내가 침버를 주요한데 갈라하고 차도 알아 디레미 윤자라 때네 친düğün 경배 düğün 롱주 경배기지 난심기 이제 가져다지 셈리야 침버를 주요하지다 다 디기 주요하다 갈라하고 차도 알아 디 윤자라 때네 아주 inner wealth somewhere 시기 벤저 배단 저버좀 많이 봐 난심기 아니 배단 저버디 공회동 거하디 아주 개점을 통한다지 그래서 신업 비좀 서외나 낭디 배 동바를 차대야지다 지 낭을 셈리야 아니지 가수에 지 셈들야지 레사 되서는 매대버지 다 들리지 초를
Outer material wealth and outer material enjoyments are things that we need. And no one is trying to deny that we need these things. No one is trying to say that we shouldn't have any wealth or that we shouldn't have any material enjoyments. The main point I'm trying to make here is that if we simply follow after our desire for outer wealth and outer enjoyment and have that be our only means of gaining a sense of satisfaction or satiation, then it's going to be very difficult for us to actually become satisfied. Up until now, we've spent most of our energy and attention focused only on obtaining outer material wealth and outer enjoyments, and it really hasn't brought much satisfaction to our minds. And therefore, I think it's important for us to cultivate inner wealth and to understand the importance of inner wealth, not just seeing wealth and prosperity as something that can be obtained from the outside, but recognizing that wealth and prosperity exist inside of ourselves, and our appreciation of that can be further and further cultivated, so that we truly become, in the fullest sense, wealthy on the inside. If we're not able to cultivate that type of appreciation, then I think there's only going to be a sense of desolate isolation and impoverishment in our quest for satisfaction.
The inner red center, inner happiness center, that the young churching happiness sadi. Daji Nazu Samanan Shinji, the complicated Dana Singi, the Galakawaruchi, the Digi, Mindavchi. Unechena, Nasem Digis and Andando Yana, Digi Wamadi, Toyala, Churching Nisiana, the Lelaruchi in the Chi. The evening Azuki, the complicated, some of the complicated. Some of the simple, the Dana Shingi natural, some of the that digital some time of the and some of the days the young tabarch, some of the chinchi lover of charge. The Jagatone, energy digi, Toyati, Galakavar Chitang, and a Kaduina. Jawan Jibu me ever chat achi. You want the achi. Mother be that Tablam Digi Toya Tablam Siena, the lay lavachi in the Vachi, Kalakavich, Mindevachi, the Deruchi.
In terms of inner wealth and happiness, we usually, I think of these notions as being a little bit difficult to understand or difficult to approach, difficult to obtain. But really and truly, from a certain perspective, inner happiness is quite easy and simple to obtain. Our problem is that we think about it as being a complicated matter, we're not able to think of inner happiness as something that is natural, something that is simple. So this way of thinking is basically an incorrect way of thinking. So the true inner happiness is not something that is... Oh, sorry, I'll start that sentence again. When we have this incorrect way of thinking, then happiness is something that seems difficult for us to obtain, and the fulfillment of our hopes is also something that occurs rarely for us. But if we know the true method of accomplishing happiness, then happiness is actually something that's very easy. It is not difficult.
Finished. 다 드린 주사는 안 드린데 넌 담아달래야 yes 한번 드리니마 디 section session 담아도 드리면 주사네 디 균세되네 알지 간솔이야 다지 meditation 같이 곰 답대버스 되지 간소 쉬네 아보면서 something 정도스 다 이내 하나 meditation master 된데 계제 말다 I'm not a meditation master. 이내야 가르쳐다 다다 공도 쉬면은 신기. 어디 초아로 디스 중시 연구도 낭심기 디기사데 친구비 디기 집유기 마다 그게 가면 딱 한달 지 meditation 야보 신급에 대해야다 디즈 텔레지 always have interest teni be inza ti gyunza dene kansolya andoduchi methods maji jidan kyansam singre ta ine ya yangarchi kyanzu shebina jigchena ta dari ore de jigchena kyanzu jise pendo yongor song chongdus.
Since the current session is the final session of the program, it would be good to share with you or teach you a easy method of meditation to do. However, I'm no kind of meditation master, so there is that limitation, but as I mentioned earlier, I do have some type of feeling of appreciation for this notion of inner happiness. So even though I don't know much about meditation, I seem to always feel an interest in it. And therefore I think that it would be good for me to share with you a brief instruction on meditation. And doubtlessly all of you already know this meditation instruction, but I feel that if I share this instruction with you again, that it will be beneficial to you.
Everybody's teasing me. 다 되려 지당기 다 미망무신 알아야 계시죠. 저랑 니마지로 곰 가지 겨였어. 곰 뒤즈를 집에 주즈 가마 가지 겨였어. 되게 지죠. 다디 계제디 가디 티요나 데디 짜승모도 디 계제디 좋아디 랭자데 갈라고 샤도 가르에서나 지단 치게 디졸리나 단 듣는 디바 곰자 인사 두주 줘봐 땅 알미세 근데 맛이 지단 알아디 두주 디 regular summer 티가서 다데 timetable 되시라 디 땡땡시라 매대 드시셔 안드레 주스탄에 디토 딘데메 라바도 곰제브사 미세 드는 디바 곰자 두주 인사 미세 드스케 오마데 안 마시 곰지시다 자베 싱님도 드네 주스탄에 곰 자마시드 timetable 선에 쳤습니다. No point. Lots of people, actually that one, lots of people ask me every day, actually lots of people ask me my timetable. And also lots of people ask me how long you will meditate in one day. I always hate discussion. But I don't know how to answer this question because actually my time, actually I don't have much timetable usually. No fixed schedule. Of course they have some, it's fixed, but it's most of the time it's not fixed. It's flexibility there. And also I'm not, some of the Western practitioners, they have this timetable for meditation. Such and such a time, this is for meditation purpose. But I don't have that. And actually, I don't know. Sometimes I think I don't know how to meditate. That's why I think to make a sort of timetable for meditation, maybe it's not much point. I think. 다이네야 지기 미세 메디테이션 자 두주 메네야다 지기 소소이 니마 지나로 자와 근데 제베 걸려야 급 디두산에 지 가르지 that moment somewhere 지 소소이 생모 semge Samo Johnson, Samo John gets hammered up to the sun, so semdi, negatilia, beji semdi, machi, ne contour chida, ji Dana Shingi, ji Kashodaji, Chenxie, then contour trying.
So even though I don't have a special schedule or a particular time that I meditate, there are different times during the day throughout my day-to-day life that I do manage to practice a little bit of mindfulness and awareness, whatever situation I might be in, whatever activity I might be performing. So there's a phrase from the meditation teachings that says, sustain the experience of the nature of mind. And what I do is nothing like that, but rather what I try to do is just in whatever situation I find myself, from time to time, I feel that I'm able to bring some presence of mind to bear and have mindfulness and awareness.
조금 차다 조금 차로 넘버 2를 정도야 요시 다데 양참 신의 라동스거래 아니 지기 드레인 주산다 디나는 뭐디바 매베서시 다이나다 조디 예들이야 쉬어데 남규 지 웅중업라 셈데네 웅중업라 셈데네 breathing meditation somewhere 다드레인 주산 텔레 셈데아데 energy pentorji on the yebetroji in the we use an that you send dene and the qualia cancelia do shu.
In terms of meditation, it is said that all forms of meditation are included in the two categories of shamatha, calm abiding, and vipassana, clear seeing. These two categories can also be called by the alternative names resting meditation and analytical meditation. So it's said that there is no meditation that cannot be placed into the two categories. And again, these also go by the names shamatha and vipassana respectively. But from among all the meditation methods that there are, I think the foremost among them all, one of the most beneficial forms of meditation is meditation upon the breath, focusing one's attention on the coming and going of the breath, focusing one's attention on the inhalation and exhalation. I think this is a very beneficial meditation method, and for this reason I'd like to offer you a brief instruction on this type of meditation today.
The breathing meditation the 가르에 대래 계슈를 찍디 계슈 카셰셔라 계슈 찍디 가라서나 the breathing 자데 우중업 자데 아주 지단기 니준르지 no more things 지당이 내준듯이 미상매기 가주에 가두이네 우단디가 아래 드린듯이 미세기 차와를 개쳐야 말에 지당이 내주를 차디야 아래 근데 이 인주사 디 균전되는 디 탐의 정신기 내법을 가르쳐 되려마 로네 되려마 로 somewhere come back to the sort of natural normal situation 되려마 로체 and 디토네 디 말로 연주사는 거 정신기 가르쳐 셈데 르르르 시하지 균세직 되래 아마 제 지금 지당기다 곰잡에 신의 곰백qab리야 미베테 다지 잠도 뭐야래 다 이내야 breathing 사데 그뒤에 안 쏘다 냠도 유에되지 인주사네 다 미세 미베테 신시 최고가 지다 다나시 미세 최고야 지가네 뭐人心기 유에 인주사네人心기 네 내다로 시민 되려마 랑게 셈데마 냠버샤 되려마 랑게 셈데 랑킴도 랑게 키도 로버 더브지 다 드리지 가르에 계준을 찍디 대를 차리 그랬습니다.
There are a few distinct features of breathing meditation, or a few distinct beneficial qualities of breathing meditation. One is that the focal support for breathing meditation is simply the breath. It is our own exhalation and inhalation. That is a very normal activity. It's something that's present for everyone, and we don't have to do or create anything special for this type of focal objective meditation to be there for us. It's something that happens naturally, and therefore when we focus our mind or attention on it, what we're doing is allowing our mind to come back to the normal, regular state of things, to return to the normal state of things, to return to a natural state. And breathing meditation method helps our mind to relax. So, therefore, in this type of meditation, there's all kinds of other different types of meditation with their own special focal objects, but in this one, it is just the breath. We don't need looking for any other focal support. We don't need to engage in any other type of activity than what we're doing, i.e. breathing. And so therefore it's a very natural form of meditation that provides us with an experience akin to back home, resting evenly.
다드네 계주 시디 가라서나 땅 아주 넘긴 최냐는 지고 말아 봐. 내가 잡는 거 차요. 내가 제 뉴사 내가 나로 이제 스트레스 차. 지기 잠은 돼봐. 수수지 돼봐 마가 로판바다. 다이 제타 쳐봐. 이탕 쳐봐.什么的. 다 근데 니즈 망고 정의 뉴스 샘드베 투제. 다 지베 이모셔널 시 차대 주 용도. 드네 뉴스 다 당기 쉬변하신 여기 breathing meditation 제제 안sem디 안에 정신 다가 당기 우중으로 디토알마 셈的略下面정신기 지 satisfied 지 용도야지 디 간데레스 라비미나 actually we are amazing 르지 가르서는 지단처럼 아주 원서를 전부를 주인데 버지 ngaju udi uda mebi na ngaju lamsa shi juare drin dusan udong asa de oxygen da de ngaju ji sombo ne ya ge za we yu yen de ji za we yen de cha de ya de da yin de u tin ji da ba ji ge pen ge ma de u de be yang ne yang de yun ji me ba ji dong guo da de u de yang ne yang de yun ji me ba dong guo yu bi du san da de ngaju u dong ya ge cha yen de de 가서 컨디션 되버디 아주 뇨고야나 나깔라 하버와 다 얘네들 뇨고야 말해 아주 미세게 배주 제고야 미세게 배반도 제지 대 영화 특히 제고야 말 그래서 당고라 대人心기 즉대 외대버지 수순 뒤에 외대버지 다 수술을 더 륜주부지 외대버지 근데 지금 인한테 유zel되네 아주 진짜 삼로 다는데 사네 오늘 전에지 아무다지 손불 손에 우다 예대버디 원서를 첨부지다 에너지게 진탕한 태워듯이 근데 지금지 아주 손안으로 지게 그래 sometimes now we can breathe is pressure. I think next time I should learn Germany.
As to another
Otherwise,
distinct feature,
I don't know his mistake or not. I don't know. I just believe in you. No, don't look like that. Don't look at me like that.
As to another distinct feature of breathing meditation, our lives are filled with all kinds of different activities. It's not as if we're just practicing the Dharma in an explicit way all the time. We have all kinds of responsibilities to fulfill, work to do, and so forth. So we're doing all kinds of things. And often these activities and situations can produce stress. Our life has all kinds of ups and downs and so forth. So sometimes we find that our desires aren't fulfilled. Sometimes we find that our minds are disappointed. Sometimes we find that our hopes are dashed. And we find our mind disturbed in many ways and beset by various emotional circumstances. What breathing meditation provides us is a very simple method by which we can focus on the coming and going of our breath to help relax our mind and allow our mind to return to its natural state and very naturally discover an experience of satisfaction. Actually, through this simple technique of breathing meditation, we can have the insight that we are amazing, wondrous beings. The reason is because if you think about the breath, the breath is something that we need to have. Without breathing, we would die. And it's not the case that we need to breathe only once in order to survive. We need to breathe again and again.
Oh. Okay. Ngadari Germany sumayon kwala Delhi mengan chinji never tuga chimbe. Never has to watch. Tina and never see 200 Sane. That got the heart detectors or the Gayash door. Ning to be a shash. That name you, Ning with your Oden Sang as normal jike zachim zig yomaro. Ta ina ko neba chasa du sana. Ta di bazo de chuje de ge yang deng tuk tuk ge yang no. Ta ngam dan de la yong ta. Ta di ji wona jne. Ta nam ju ge ha go ma ta di tik tik sa de me yun sen de ne. Wona jne shan dang a zu nam ju daga jidan ro ji zi de de wona jna za chi shui de de ja de yo ro chi. Ta de ju tong.
It's not the case that we need to breathe only once, but we need to breathe lots of times continuously, and therefore this is a very important condition necessary for our survival. But the breath is something that we don't need to buy. If we needed to purchase the breath, that would be very difficult. But the breath is free. We don't need to buy it. We don't need to do anything to create of the. It's naturally present. It's spontaneously present, and really examine this reality in depth, then we'll discover that this presence of the breath is an invaluable wealth that we have. Recently, before I went to India, I went to meet some sick patients at a hospital, and it was a really striking experience for me to meet with some of them who were connected to heart monitoring machines, the machines that made beeping sounds corresponding with each pulse of the heartbeat. And it just brought the reality into stark relief that if those beeps stop, then that person is going to die. So really, the beating of the heart of this individual is an extremely precious thing. It's the most precious thing right there.
Ta dene ta gom yatan ro de ta chida lu gi da dugdan ro chi ta di lu ta rang bo ro chi kurang kar ro chi lu di lö chi ma de na asem lö ya da kala khab start wa de du sa lu dia ana chi zam chi kar ro chi su su ta chida lu gi dugdan 맞아요. traditional 서머베다 디난 망고 싶죠. 그래. 다들 드링디기 시작하스 개민도 딱 하나 조조디 가르주지 수수기다 류디 다 렁법선한 장도 간다르지 강대화를 지든지 지 도안을 마지 류디 지 흘러지 대화데 계속 시작하셔. 다드네 조드 다당 예시 쉬야디 셈디 다주 우중업 체외 겁리야 셈디 다지 우중업 토리야 샤고를 쳐야래 드린주산에 우베 겁리냐 에너지 잠바 저 가르셔 셈 잠바의 시신 심벌을 치지다 안다나시 우디 우베 겁리 되나 시제 마 다메 겁리냐 되는 신체는 도나랑 셈디 우 간리아 지 가주래 뢰기 뢰네 안 대야지 템베스 드가지 가주비게 잉대반도 보지 마이 봐 이용한 마이 봐 대야 템베스 심버도지 든지기 토안에 딱 한다 지 우중리아 셈대고 하지래샤
In terms of the physical posture for meditation, having to be relaxed and naturally settled is very important. If the body is not relaxed, it will be difficult for the mind to relax. Now, there are many points that are taught in regard to physical posture in the traditional teachings of meditation. I won't go into that level of detail today. I'll just say that the main point is it's important for the body to be relaxed. And for the breathing meditation technique, in terms of our mind, we place our attention on the coming and going of our breath. We place our attention on the in-breath and the out-breath. So for example, when we breathe in, we hold that breath with our mindfulness and awareness. And similarly, when we breathe out, we embrace the out-breath with our attention, our mindfulness and awareness. So in brief, we relax our body and our mind very naturally, and we allow our mind to be free from distraction. We relax our mind, but not in a way in which we allow it to become distracted. Rather, we hold the breath, the coming and going breath, with mindfulness and awareness.
다 추도 추도가 고급 잘합니다. 네. 또 디가를 운중우 제외 걸려야 가시 삼발야지 운중우 네 셈대외 걸려야 우디 미세를 당고연 즉 연나식도와 다들 미세가 와서 당연히 주변에 우대가로 그 뒤에 땅디에 뉴스 다들이 그 제주사야 배 미세가 우를 체동 안에 에너지 우다 배주체는 돼 야버스게요. 안 가시 에너지틱 가도와 에너지와 미마워지 지게 에너지 마워지 som다데 돼 야버스타잉이 가시게 지가서 우양우드사 네, 쇼좀 거라 마던 두사 쇼좀 다는 디정 거봐. 당 아주 들이야. 지 치공을 버지 래면도. 드린 주산에 다 간다 셈 간다 우디 정 남규 가르스 나 디토를 당하지다. 다나 생아주양 운중을 검체외 걸려야. 운중을 진장 제조 봐. 장가점. 파 당去目标的长个研究的，但这长个研的穷人这个多，没穷呢，开发他们都，他看到了不怕还是当不当，去还是我不当的长个研没穷呢，他做的看到了不怕当别个里呢，全部的细心的什么的身体，看到了那么多现代里啊，接触蛮长些，但是说身体但这个。देवे निजु दा मांग बे निजु दा मांग जी काजु जी प्रॉब्लम मांग बे प्रॉब्लम दा मांग जी सामले ना मांग और छे सेम दे न्या लिया पे लुलु जी जे कांदारा जी सेम ले पे रिलैक्स छाजार बजे पा टे छे एंडी वो 중국 랑 토알이야 कांदारा जी सेम टे छे 템바 시신 심 그렇지 तेरे छोनो पाजे जिससे समझ
So, in terms of the way that we breathe during the breathing meditation, some people think that there is some special way, either that there should be. We do not need to put any special effort into a technique of breathing, as it were. And if we were to apply special effort into breathing in a certain manner, that would not be a good way to do this meditation. Some people have lots of thoughts and concepts about the notion of energy, and to cultivate or give rise to this so-called energy, they might breathe in very vigorous ways, taking vigorous deep breaths in and vigorous deep breaths out, and so forth. That is not a good example for us to follow here. Here, for our purposes, with this breathing meditation technique, the breath should simply be ordinary, its natural state, natural, and so forth. However, we breathe normally should be the way we breathe in this meditation technique. And furthermore, sometimes there is taught a method of counting the breath as part of breathing meditation, keeping sets of inhale and exhale and so forth. If that happens naturally, or it seems to come about naturally during the course of our breathing meditation, that's fine, but actually there's no special need for us to count the breath either. So we don't need to exert any special effort toward the breath. We don't need to try to breathe in a certain style, and we don't need to try to count our breath either. The main point here is that as we breathe, we place our attention on the breath, we hold it with our mindfulness and awareness, and we try not to allow our mind to follow after other thoughts. We try our mind to just be with the breath, to hold the breath with mindfulness and awareness, and not follow after other worries or concerns of the mind, thoughts about the past or the future.
Busy stress mang lege stress mang basta the jar sina stara amata lega len den le manden da da ji karjo de cheje dan rode yare train jusane e gam de ji samsam ji nimaji na ma jonga nishu onda de ji karjo gam jonga nishu de energy 주주로 당한지 수수 대sem를 대하지 신다 강가 심대만 주들 제제 대비네 디스펜도용 토르섬을 수수 시스템이야 스트레스 미요 펜도용 토르섬을 또 정도 다들 리제샤 다 검데 다르지.
And so we simply relax in this way while paying attention to the breath itself, and I think that practicing in this way will be sufficient. In the West, many people lead busy and stressful lifestyles. In India, it's not so much like that. For whatever reason, the people in India seem to just work when they have to work and then go home when they have to go home, or do whatever it is that they have to do while they are doing it. There doesn't seem to be as much of a prevalent presence of in India meditation, whether it's minutes or 20 minutes, whatever amount of time you can fit in to do a little bit of this breathing meditation. I really think that this will help us fix our minds. I really think that there will be some benefit for you in terms of helping your mind to be free from stress.
다들은 딱 하나 들이디 딱 conclusion 계절지 쉐비나 다리 유럽리아 요아기 딱 오마르 지메나 셈레야 Germany 용게 예삼르 삼르 지죠 이네 타리기 군론디 Germany 와 군론디 시다메지 유럽 인사데 군론디 슈샤르죠 가라선 디스 가르 삼르디 야샤르십니다 제가 마오발야 다지 Germany 니 잠도 마세베다 유럽 지사제 가서 가려야 로투야기 다지 third steps 디건 로투야 저와침부예스 안 간다야들이 양가르지 용투야데 레라보 마 미망부지기다 베즈체 미망부지 갑겨 잡을 때네 충분히 민주산에 다리 그 뒤주대당 듀인제 갑겨를 챙게 다리데 용투야 갑겨 챙게 로람 챙게 상말라 도시
So I think that's about all I have to say about the topic of meditation for today. And now in terms of concluding remarks for the entire program, this time when I came to Europe, I really feel like visiting Europe and not just Germany. So my first time visiting here, the thought in my mind was mostly, I'm visiting Germany, I'm coming to Germany. But this second time, for some reason, I've been thinking about it a little bit differently. Even though physically I'm just coming to Germany, the thought in my mind is that I'm visiting Europe and I'm coming to Europe. I really hope that the next time, which will be the third step in this process, I will have the opportunity to continue to visit Europe, and not just Germany, but many other countries in Europe as well. And I feel like my attitude has very much broadened. My thoughts are getting broader and broader in this regard. So I hope that the way that this is able to unfold in the future can correspond with that increasing broadness. In terms of the program and visit that we've had here this year, of course, something like this is not easy to produce. An opportunity like this is not easy to produce. It involved the effort and hard work of many people. There have been many supporters who have made this possible, and many people who have helped to make it possible. And
다 달려 룸줄이야 되네 다 달로 개그니 진사로 달로 좋아요 많아 라바도 달려 룸줄 될 오래 되네 사나 다 로사베 나라 진짜 당보 January, February, 디콜리아 그 유망람 and 주요 인두산에 저와좀 보시나요 알아요? and 디젤이야 아주 주맥이 군주요 난스 군주 다 디콜리아 아주 the full ordination 다 간다지 드네지요아게 베즈르브징 아주 레와르부터 캡시 다 도시에 영디요 드린 두산 디균제나 되네 다 내가 망고시라야 알아 다 드네 디젤야 진다 숨바시바다 다와 찌지 바지 다 레스를 제고 쳐봐 다 드린 두산에 로춘주 레디네 다 terms of rest machina kalakabro ta dene jinda ngaba chukba dumba dizukablia jishana yoroblia rotuyaki bezurchi ta dina not sure ta di nge sure shetumanda it's not in my control ta ine ngazu jinda ngaba chukba dumba to chi yoroblia ji yontuya ngazu bezurchi to shi cha bezuru to sha cheshiru the US.
So this year I was able to visit 2 foreign countries in the West. And then in terms of plans, the vision for next year, during the months of January and February, Kagyu Menlam will be taking place, so that will be a very busy time. That will be followed by a winter program for nuns, for the ordained female Sangha, and we hope to further our vision for full Bhikshuni ordination at that time. The months of March and April, by necessity, will need to be scheduled for a rest time because January and February will be so busy with the activities just mentioned, the very busy activities just mentioned, so some rest is necessary. And then in terms of June, July, and August, my current hope is that I will be able to visit Europe sometime within this time period. Of course, I'm not sure, and whether or not this will be possible is really not in my control. But that is my current wish and my current vision, to be able to visit Europe again sometime during the time frame of June, July, or August of 2016.
That Europe country the Mashi. Ya disappointed China woman. That did the Mashi, the that that the India Azu Karshreji Nimashirin Liam and the Chevre Jaza Church Chevre, Dijin Yaji, Tradichiniere, Azu the hotel game, the day the Guanzu that Shevshu service Robert Romchauta, Anganzu volunteer this Robert Jam. Undana Shingi organization. That's how only two shares. That can chase Gansu, Karakapsha Choson, which is like Gansulia, two shares.
For this, in terms of the next first visit to Europe, I think it's best to not discuss which countries I envision visiting, because if some type of disappointment comes up, then that disappointment will be all the more difficult to bear. So I think that topic is most skillfully left aside for the time being. But back to our current program, we've had the opportunity to gather here for 4 days and have a wonderful Dharma program. And many people's work has made this possible. There is the hotel staff and all the people on the hotel's side of things that have made this possible. There have been our own volunteers who have done so much work, and there have been all of the program organizers who, all of these individuals who have been mentioned, have worked so hard to make this happen, and I'd like to thank all of you for your excellent work.
And technical team, the Danish translator, that is which are Gesham Starwa, and Azuchi live webcast in Dusane, this is using the Yabas of the Masse, Zinzamni Casagalia, Mimambuzigi. Azu de Nizu Karayungu Yabet Hakotoyach, the Indusan Kwanzu Samara to Chishai, Kerana to Chishai.
And there is also a technical team and a team of translators that has been working as well, doing important work such as helping with the live webcast. So it's not only ourselves who are physically gathered here that have been able to take part in this program, but due to the webcast, many people from all over the world have been able to be a part of this. And so to all these individuals, I would like to say thank you. And His Holiness also made a note of thanks to the onstage translator.
Tadine, Nazutari, Chikarre, they are that Lama Mangupea, Shosoka Lama. Sore, Dana Jingazu, parents, good human of Sungimare, Ruba, parents, good human of Songamare, Kashi, Polenry, Takasta, parents, Tazare. Oh, Takas, Takanaji, Kanda Lamon, which letters Lamruda, and Ganser, Dana, she Chuso Kaki, G. Director down, the Manguch layer, Chozo and Dam the Manguch layer. The Nazugi, the near Lokashi, Rinlia, Lama, Ma, good Deva, Manguchi, and the Chigel Yang the Pematuche. And then I singi Ya Lama, Kamaga, Lama Manguchi, Ya Nizu. Different situations that needs to get better, Penang, the political reason, the Tone, Pemoto, but the needs to Manguchi on the yard, Chesa Councilia, Chesoki, good teaching and sorry, Cheso members or Council Misse, that can end of Chi, but you on the yard. The inner council gay Jiggy, Taba the Thompson, you may be torn, Council that Simshu Mashabaji, Tatabadi, Shondeva Yabaji, Shumbateliang, Jesuiranda, and Maumbalina, Mutuji Council, and Simshu Machabachis.
There have also been many lamas who have come to attend this program from all kinds of different places, as well as directors of various Dharma centers and representatives and members of various Dharma centers. Some of the lamas, due to their health situations and so forth, have not been able to travel as much as previously to foreign countries. And also sometimes maybe even due to political reasons, some other lamas were not able to come and see me and be here. And I think that this has created some unique challenges for the centers and members of Dharma centers. And so I would simply like to acknowledge that and say that I appreciate your continued support, and despite these difficulties, your faith and samaya has remained changeless, and your spirit has also remained resolute and steadfast. And so I would like to encourage you to continue on with your work and to continue on and maintain spirit. And thank you again for all that you do.
다들 미세한 파렌슬이야 겹지 보름 주고 공약이 차답시다 센터 지역으로 센터 중주지역으로 제가 다 강수 제 미세 강수지 센터디 가주에다 겹지 보름 지 연시다도 별이야 쇼디오래 다 별이야 감감상게 다 라진 조를 지제 공다 우티를 나지베게 쇼아래 인두산에 지 가주다 지 별 감감상 차처면 다 자첨부 계속 쉽샤되어래 그래서 공기 가르쳐 잡아치래 다다 게다 예심으로들 샷 강조 미생의 강조리야 미세 강조 지금 센터 처음에 강조리냐 미생의 저 섬주슈아이 가장디 rumbuchigi yansi kolya en kyanzu rewa chebana ji mangobali ne rumbuchi en kyanzu chosolya petho da lamsan kala khaburwa ina mangobali petho yage kyanzu mise somdushuya.
I wanted to make a special acknowledgement of the members of the center that was founded by the previous Pawa Rinpoche in France. The reincarnation of Pawa Rinpoche has been discovered and is living in Tibet now. And Pawa Rinpoche is a very important Lama in the Kagyu lineage. He's considered one of the highest figures in the Kagyu lineage, and it is wonderful that his reincarnation has been recognized, is present in Tibet. The enlightened activities of Pawa Rinpoche have flourished and are continuing to flourish. And so I wanted to offer a special greeting to the members of the Pawa Rinpoche Center in France. And I hope that, in accordance with your hopes, that Pawa Rinpoche will be able to visit your center in the future. Of course, it would be difficult to bring him there immediately, but I do hope that he is able to visit you in France in the future.
Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Your Holiness, may we invite now the volunteers to come in?
Yeah, come here, maybe.
Yeah.
Ja.
Up here?
Not up here, the front, down there.
Ja, darf ich dann bitten, die Volontiere reinzuführen? Annette?
No. I don't know how to do it. Maybe that's all? Is this much? How to do it? I don't know. Maybe this is too hard. Maybe I can do this one. Ah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. What? Give them together. This, you already have this one, I think. Maybe you can have more. I think. Thank you.
Your Holiness, these 4 days are at the end, and it's time to thank, to say thanks. Thanks not only to also to the helpers and to all the members coming here to follow your teachings and to join the initiation. Many thanks that all of you come to see His Holiness and to be with us. Special thanks to the Rinpoches and the ordained Sangha, but also to our sponsors and supporters, which made a very important contribution so that we were able also to sell entrance card on lower rates for those people who don't have so many money. So therefore, your contribution was also very important to enable that. Holiness, it is said the Karmapa is one who carries out the Buddha activities. You did that very extensive. You put in your advices, you made very clear that the Dharma has to be put into praxis, that the Dharma should become part of the daily life, that it is not enough just to sit on the cushion and to practice and find your own silence and peace. If you look at the world, and His Holiness explains that in very detail, especially what happens in Europe at this time with all the refuge who have no home, and many of them are die because there's no thought, that seeing such pictures should a Dharma practitioner really get the impetus, I have to help. His Holiness gave us the picture of Shenrezi with four arms but only one head. So it is not so much a theory of Buddhism practice, it is praxis, practical help with your hands. And I think we all got that message. We are very full of thanks that you made that so clear to us. And I hope that most of us are able to take that in their daily life and also get a new view of that, what is going around in their world. We thank you that you spent your time and come to Germany again, at least to Europe. We tried it, but we failed, as I said again before, when I welcomed you. And we hope very much that in the next year we get a better result. Maybe it's also possible that one of the other countries, Austria or France, is strong enough to invite His Holiness and get also the necessary governmental support. We would very glad if that happens, because our wish here in Germany, all those who work here for His Holiness, is not to keep him for us. It is to support him that he can go wherever he wants to go, that he is free. We will do our best that in the next year can happen. So we're looking forward that you come again to Europe, maybe not to Germany, maybe only to other countries, but you are every time also very welcome to come to us. We thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. We should recite one prayer. Barbe. Recite one prayer? It's okay? Fine? Okay. Ye ma ho ngon za sang ye na wa da ye so cho do je chen bo da yuan do sen ba do na la sang ye cha sen ba me go ye go sara ba do me ye de wa chen xie cha wei xian de da gen de ne se be gyo ma da ge wa xin ge pa ma che pa ru de ro ge ne de sha sho de ge na ge me la da ba ye shu ju san ye cha sen ta je ge Kimin Jubrajin Ye Labdozo, Dia Tai Benzanje Am So Jode Gawase Gon Sonye Zola Jeyera Dagi Du Songe Saba Kunjo Son La Jebabu Gyave Demba Begyuji Gewa Semje Kun La Ngo Droge Sangye Do Gyurji Gesa Tamje Jedune 다신 괴라 민규르지 르니단 소소네 세레 덴센데 사주네 규르지 나시 세베겸 다데와 진도에게 규르지 예네 배면 가신 뇌된데 라상계주 찬조도 내 시세도 주변로 소남nen데 예 탐제 세바 톰네 예베 장남 범제네 개간나 발라 주바이 세베소 로와 주와슈 오케이 Thank you.